Hey guys, I have been homeschooling my kids for about 8 years. I have 6 kids and I've been homeschooling all of them for that long. And what I have found probably does not come as a shock to any of you, that homeschooling can be really draining. It can be like so enjoyable and we love it, and of course we've chosen this and we're excited to be here, but it's also something that not even at the end of the day, like at the middle of the day, I just want to lay down and take a nap because I'm really tired and I feel like I know I chose this, but it's really wearing me out. And here's the thing. I have found over those 8 years that there are 4 things, and actually I found some of these before I started homeschooling, so this just applies to motherhood as well. There are some things that I can do, 4 things specifically, that keep my bucket full, that keep me feeling energized and able to just keep coming at it and feeling rejuvenated so that I have something left to give. So here they are in no particular order. The first one is exercising. I like to exercise every single day. I know some people do it just a couple times in a week, but for me, this is one of the 4 things that just makes it possible for me to keep giving. So I have to exercise every day. And what this does for me is it increases my self-esteem. It increases my, I'm sure hormonally, it fixes things in my head. It makes me happier. It makes me feel just better about life that I've done this really important thing first thing in the morning. I just love exercising first thing in the morning. And I have a friend who says that this is the very first thing that she does. I actually do some other things before I exercise, but she says she can't even focus mentally until she exercises first. So that may be you as well, that this is not only a good thing to do, but it's like prime. You must do it first before you do anything else. But for me, it just has to happen sometime in the morning. And it's really important because it just gives me the energy and the excitement to face the day. First thing I do is I just exercise. The second thing is I have daily scripture study, and whatever your scriptures are, just spend some time in the scriptures every day. This is so powerful. It's really underrated how much it helps to calm down. This is the one that I do first, because I'm already in a really calm state of mind, being in bed, asleep. You know, this is the first thing I do, waking up, moving into the day. I like to get centered on the things that are true and the things that are most important and the things that help me say, hey, look, I can get really busy focusing on my to-do list and the things that I think I should be accomplishing. But if I read my scriptures first thing, it helps me just kind of keep a little window open in my head to say, if something comes up, if somebody has a need that is actually going to teach me and teach my kids something more important than what I have already scheduled, I need to be willing and able to drop what I had already scheduled and go take care of that. And reading my scriptures every day, it does a lot of things for me, but that's one of the things it does, is it just helps me stay centered on the most important things. And so if that means that I have to change my day and do things completely different than I had planned, I'm more willing and more able to do that if I put scripture study first thing in my day. Having said that, I actually, before when I had very little kids, the only time that I could read scriptures was in the afternoon. It was not first thing in the morning, but that worked equally fabulous for me because that's the time that everybody was down, and that was when I'd given a full morning and I was tired and I was needing some downtime and some recentering at that point. So I don't know that the time of day is really all that important. You can do it whenever works for you, with your schedule, with your kids, with your life, but it is important to be spending time in the scriptures and just saying, this is what's real, this is what's true, this is how I need to be living, and not just say, okay, yeah, I'll get to that as soon as I've got all my kids graduated from homeschool. At that point, I'll really focus on the more important things. That it just needs to integrate into my life. And so that's an important part of filling me up and giving me the energy and the orientation to be able to really focus on the things that matter. And the third thing that really fills my bucket and keeps me going is that I need personal downtime. Now, I'm not talking about trying to accomplish anything. This is downtime. So taking a nap, staring at a wall, watching a video, reading a fluff novel, whatever is relaxing. This is, I think this gets a really bad rap as well. It's like, oh, you're being lazy and you're just not accomplishing the things you need to, and maybe you totally maxed yourself out and so now you're falling off the edge. No, this is a normal, natural part of every single day. I need to have some time built into my day where I am on purpose doing nothing, just relaxing and saying, this is my time to rejuvenate, this is my time to relax and not worry about all the other things that I have to be taking care of at the other times of the day. So specifically, this usually lands in the afternoon. And this happened when I had very little kids. You know, I would do my scripture study and then I'd have my quiet time after that. But now, even when my kids are bigger, it's still in the afternoon. That's still the time of day when I've put it in and I'm a little bit tired and I need to rejuvenate, and then I'm going to have an afternoon and an evening where I'm hitting it hard and coming at it and doing all the things that need to happen. But this is not, I don't know what the right word for that. It's nothing to feel guilty about. It's not something that is like, oh, well, only the rich and famous get this, you know, only people with nannies get downtime. I'm saying every one of us, whoa, just dropped my iPad. Every one of us needs downtime. Every one of us needs to have that time that is not having demands put on it, because having that just quietness really helps to create the energy to keep going. So it's not some sort of selfish thing. It's actually helping other people. But dude, even if it was selfish, that's also important. Your needs are as important as your kids' needs, as they're just important. Everybody's needs are equally important. So meeting those needs is just top of the list. You got to do that before you can do any wants or anything else. You've got to take care of the needs. And this is one of them. Make sure that you have some downtime to relax from all of the going and doing all of us do all the time. And the last one, I feel like doesn't even make most people's lists, and yet it is so vitally important to me and to all the women that I talk with and work with in, as we're working toward trying to be good at what we're doing. This is key, and that is taking time for your own personal development. This is so important. And this is not the sitting around staring at paint drying. This is the actually developing yourself. This is, picking up painting or pottery or writing or connecting with other people or reading something that's really hard for your mind, right? This would not be fluff. This would be something that's a little bit of a challenge that you're trying to expand your mental cognizance. Anything like that, we just don't make space for that with moms most of the time. Where it's like, well, you can have your downtime with Netflix or whatever, but then you got to get up and get running again and find some sort of satisfaction in work, all the time work. That doesn't work. You need to actually have time where you're developing the things in you that matter to you, that you feel like you're becoming who you're supposed to become. And I'm not trying to make fun of or diss what we do as a daily thing, the food and the cleaning and the teaching and everything. That is important. I'm just saying that is not enough. There needs to be time set aside in every single day where you are doing something to develop yourself and really enjoy the learning process, enjoy the creating process, whatever that is. Maybe you garden, maybe you sew, I don't know, whatever is good for you. That is your own personal development. That is really, really important. It's not something nice to tack on when you have the time. It's something to carve out space for every single day, because from this moment of doing things that I'm interested in, that becomes the wellspring of all the excitement that I bring to homeschooling is, hey, I just discovered this. Hey, I just did this. Hey, I'm just excited about this. And I'm no longer coming from a place of, working down the checklist and we've just got to talk about this because it's on the list and we got to do it. Instead, I'm sharing things that I'm doing with my life, things that I'm excited about, things that I've discovered. I am living and not just talking about other people living. That's really, really important when it comes to homeschooling. So make time every single day to have time for your own personal development. It is important for you. It is important for your kids. It is important for your happiness as you grow older and your kids grow older and they start moving out. I'm hitting this point and I have to just check in and say, am I developing as a person or am I not? And I'm kind of empty at this point. I need to make sure that I'm spending plenty of time becoming who I'm supposed to become. That is so important. So let me go over them really quickly again. The first one is daily exercise. The second one is daily scripture study. The third one is personal downtime. This is just relaxing. And the fourth one is personal development. Those are the four things that I do every single day. Okay, full disclosure, that I try to do every single day on my successful days. I do these every single day, and that makes everything work so much better. I am a much better mom, a much better homeschooling parent and mentor, and all the things that I need to bring. That is all better when I take the time to make sure that these needs are met. I hope that helps. You are doing really, really important things as a mom and a dad. These are the things that make the most difference. These are the things that even when your kids have moved away from home, you're going to look back and say, but those were the things that mattered. Those are the things that I'm glad I took the time to do. And these things that I just talked about today, they're important to enable all of that. It all sort of works together and it's nice little soup. But what you do as a mom and a dad is so, so important, and you're doing a much better job than you think you are. Keep it up, and I will see you on the next one.